Howdy, folks. Welcome to Grounded, a Homeland Properties Roundtable podcast, where we discuss land, timber, real estate, and everything in between.
Welcome to another Homeland Properties Grounded podcast. Today is February the 12th, 2025, and we want to talk to you today about the market that we're experiencing and maybe share a few highlights of some properties we have around Texas and Oklahoma. Today I have Miller Cox and Chris Cherry, both land agents with Homeland Properties.
Thank you. Thanks for that introduction, Andy.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thus far, the market has started off with better activity since the change in the administration. Whether you lean one way or another, we're out of an election year. Prices remain somewhat flat, and that's good for buyers because it makes it a good time to buy. The effective farm credit rates are somewhere between 6 and 7%, and so it's really not been as good a time to buy in the last couple of years as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we expect that to continue through 2025. So we experience a lot of inventory out there. We're revolving somewhere around 470 offerings on our website of Homeland Properties. And we expect prices to maybe soften a little bit. Not that that means prices are going down. It just means that sellers are realizing that there has not been much gain in appreciation. And so they're backing away from an expected appreciation that they might not be able to achieve. And so, again, that bodes well for buyers wanting to buy properties anywhere from smaller tracts, 10 acres up to, 1,000 acres. So with that, we wanted to kind of highlight a few properties that we have that we think are special, and then just kind of talk about some of the other offerings and in general that we can share with you.
2025 does definitely, I think, has some positive outlook to it. There's still a lot of unknowns that we're trying to navigate around, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, absolutely. You want to just jump into the to some of these highlighted properties here, Andy? Do you want to talk about the Nature's River Ranch?
Yeah, so one of our properties is a large recreational tract. It's a little over 1,700 acres on the Nature's River up in Cherokee County. It's very unique, very private, secluded, has good deeded access with multiple miles of river frontage. This is a timberland tract that's been managed for timber over the history of its, as long as we can remember, or as long as history shows us. And so it's got good plantations on it, but it's a very unique tract. It's got a lot of diversity, a lot of hardwoods along the river. There is a conservation easement in place, but only along the buffer of the river. So you're free to do anything else you want to with the upland part of it. It's full of wildlife. It's part of the historically been part of the Coon Pond Hunting Club, owned by industrial forest companies. It's privately owned now, but we've got that on the market for.
It's at about 5.6 million or $32.50 an acre.
$32.50 an acre. So we feel like that tract's going to sell this year.
Yep.
We've had some good interest in it, and with the spring coming on, it should really shine.
Yeah. And then that conservation easement, so it's about what, 300 or so acres, is that right?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's set off the river a few hundred feet, and so it makes up about it's to create that buffer along the river so that it's preserved in perpetuity.
Yeah, and that's mostly hardwood timber in there
with some pine mixed in.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's a neat track, absolutely. Chris, do you have any properties?
Yeah, so there's the property that we have in Liberty County, that 1,300 acres.
Yes,
that's kind of an infield tract. That makes for within just a couple of hours from Houston, that makes that a prime development tract.
It does.
If you look at all the tracts around that piece of property there, you have heavy floodplain across the road, and the owners of that property, they've been able to reclaim a lot of that land by putting in that drainage canal that runs through there that reclaims all that 1,300 acres to where I think less than 2% of it falls within the floodplain.
It's definitely a transition track. We've had a lot of activity on that parcel, and expect that parcel to move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that parcel's, I think, listed at $6,500 an acre, somewhere in that range.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
yes, sir.
it is a prime development piece.
It is. It's right there in the growth corridor that's coming down there through Liberty County.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Awesome. And then I want to talk about some of the tracts that we've got in Oklahoma, or I guess one in particular. We've got 260 acres that's accessed via easement. It's all within the Kiamichi mountain range. This tract is listed at $715,000 total, or $2,750 an acre. This one is, it's got a lot of great topography change. The views are spectacular. You can expect to see whitetail, black bear, turkey, you name it. I mean, it's got a very, very good wildlife quality and aspects to it. So definitely look that one up as well. I think it's one to check out for sure.
Well, you've also got another one up there that's a little bigger, 500
500. It's right at 500 acres, and it backs up to the Pushmataha WMA there. So I mean, that's a 19,000 acre wildlife management area that, I mean, you effectively have private access to, which is very neat. So that one also is very similar with the topography change. You can expect to see the same wildlife on that one as well.
And it's a $1,250 an acre, right?
12-15 acre, and it's so $625 total for that tract.
You said there's bears out there, right?
There are black bear.
Black bear, man.
So they say some of the largest black bear in the country. So, and it's, I mean,
and you got pictures of them.
We do, yes, yeah. We've got a sow and her cubs eating at the feeder, so they're definitely there.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a picture of Smokey, we'll be all right. I know that, in Polk County, we have a couple of those ranchette developments from Radiant Places, Plum Creek and the newest one, Sugar Hill.
Yep.
I mean, are we getting a lot of activity? I've got some clients that have expressed interest in the newest one, Sugar Hill. I think those are pretty nice tracks.
Yeah, so if you're looking for properties, in the size range, even down to 2 acres, we've got Gaylor Creek, which is near there as well. So 2 acres up to about 30 acres. So we've got several, what the rural places is what they're called, provided or presented by Radiant Rural Places and Properties. We're their exclusive broker in Texas. And Sugar Hill and Plum Creek are near each other in Polk County, West Polk County, out of Livingston. And we've had pretty good success with those. We're expecting activities picked up on those. We've also got Stryker Mill.
That's right.
Which is another project for them. We've got a couple of tracks left there. You can look all these names up on our website and see the tracks and their pricing. We've got quite a bit of other inventory similar to that are private tracks that are scattered through Tyler County, Polk County, Hardin County. So if you're looking for a property in that size range, we've got it, and bigger. So
that's right.
That's right.
I'd also like to mention, back to East Texas, we've got a 667 acre tract in Tyler County that we've got listed at $2,675. It's an acre, especially for those that are looking for a passive timber investment. The property has been well managed. It's well established in pine plantation. Of course, there's mixed hardwoods along the creek drains, which we call SMZs, or streamside management zones. That property is privately accessed, secluded, great recreation track as well, good investment, good ground, good soils. So that might be something that the passive timber investor would want to look at.
Yeah. And it's got Theovinens Creek running through that track, correct? Yeah.
It does.
So it does have a great wildlife aspect to it as well, if you're looking for, hunting and recreation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got some new properties that just came out in Hardin County, scattered around Kuntz and Lumberton, Silsby. Those tracts range anywhere from about 26 acres up to as big as 630 acres. So there's several offerings there. Those prices are reasonable.
Yeah.
You can get, you can buy properties for somewhere in the $2,700 an acre range up to about $6,000 an acre, just depending on the size and the location. So look for those. We've got a new tract in Vidor, Texas, which is right on State Highway 12.
Yeah.
It is 489 acres. It's a transitional tract, great recreation, but also has got some upside for development or future development, future commercial. So that might be one that an investor might be wanting to look into.
Yeah.
And then we just put those Rec Road 255 divisions out,
Yeah.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
Tyler County.
What, 10 to 12 acre tracts there, reasonably priced.
Correct.
Just,
they're somewhere
just east of
averaging around
Conesville.
$8,000 an acre. They're
Yep.
just
It's a nice area.
Rec Road 255 is like a farm to market road, but the state called it a recreation road. It travels east-west through Lake Sam Rayburn and the national forest over there. So those
Very
tracks
scenic.
are right on the highway. We've had them on the market a week. We've got an offer coming in on one of them already. So those are popular.
Yeah. Jones Country.
Yep, Jones Country,
Yep.
where George Jones had his little concert venue there for many years.
Yeah.
So we've got quite a bit of new properties, and we've got some price changes coming across the board. Look for those. Make sure you watch our website at homelandproperties.com, or you can find it at homelandland.com, or you can go to homelandprop.com. We're also on approximately 19 MLS services, and you can find our offerings on those as well. I think 2025 is going to be a good year.
Yep.
I don't expect that we're going to ever see a 2021 again with prices spiking like they did. Anytime you have a boom like that, you tend to have a bust. So I think we'll have more of a normal market this year. Election years are always tough because people they're cautious. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do.
It's understandable.
They want to be cautious with their money and their investments, but I think there's a lot of positive trends going on in the market right now, especially the real estate market.
I agree.
Well, it's definitely got a buzz going on about it.
It does.
Yep.
So
We're excited. We got a lot of activity. I think sellers are excited. Buyers are coming back into the market, and we expect interest rates to kind of stay where they are, if not improve. We do not expect them to go up, and if anything, they're expected to come down a little bit. So watch your farm credit rates, and maybe your local banks that are willing to loan on raw land.
Yep. Yeah, and definitely give us a shout too. You know, if you need recommendations on a land lender or something like that, you know, we can definitely point you in the right direction with some great folks that know what they're doing. So
absolutely. Feel free to also give us a call if you'd be interested in talking to us about listing or buying a piece of property.
Yep.
We'd love to talk with you.
You can just Google HomeLand Properties and you'll find us.
Yep.
So we're pretty easy to find. Our phone number is 936-295-2500, and we have 17 agents and 6 full-time staff to assist. So thanks for tuning in.
follow and subscribe, and give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank y'all.